We got the lights on. All right. Mic check 1, mic check 2. If you are watching this live stream back on the replay, make sure you take advantage of the chapters and skip ahead to the start of the show. I'm still setting up and giving people some time to tune in. And I hope you heard me well. The mic wasn't set all the way up. You probably hear me a lot better. Now, I'm going to say that one more time. Let me say that one more time. Let me say, if you couldn't tell, I could. Let's do this one more time. Mic check 1, mic check 2. If you are watching this live stream back on the replay, take advantage of the chapters and skip ahead to the start of the show because I'm still setting up and giving people some time to tune in. Guys, we got an awesome show tonight. We have an awesome show. The market has been... it's been doing some things. It's been active. It's been active. It's been highly volatile. The VIX spiked up today, but there was a lot of red out there. The Magnificent Seven ain't looking so magnificent. At least not right now. At least not right now. Ooh. Yeah, we got some companies we gonna cover for sure. All right, let me share this stream on Facebook. Oh, wait a minute. Before I mess around and forget, let's pull up the social stream ninja. And thank you, new subscribers, for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys so much. Welcome to the community. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for watching the content. Thank you for subscribing. It really helps out. I'm definitely seeing the channel growing from you guys' support. So thank you so much. It is not taken lightly. I appreciate you. Okay, we got that working. Delete that message. Turn this down a little bit. We're going to start at 11. At 11. So we got like 3 more minutes. So while we waiting on 11 to be 11, I'm going to go ahead and share this stream on Facebook. Ooh. All right. Let's go ahead and share this. Get ready to go here. Yeah, guys, I hope you had an awesome day in the market and an awesome day in life. We need both. We need both. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let me hurry up before I mess around and miss 11 o'clock. Sharing this on Facebook. I know how I do sometimes. There you go, Original Greatness. Let's go there, get the live stream. There we go. So share it. Bam. We are live. Got it. So that's shared. And we can close this out. Make sure I got the charts pulled up. Guys, we got about 2 minutes. The chat is open if you want to say something, but we got about 2 minutes to showtime. About 2 minutes. Check all this stuff. Make sure I got everything how I need it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. We got that. Yeah, I know I did that earlier. Cover into, okay. One more minute. One more minute, guys, and we're on and popping. We are on and popping. One more minute. And I think we're going to have a faster show tonight because a lot of these companies that we're covering, we already did the technicals, most of them. And I'm excited to talk about one of them because the price came like a hair to where we had the levels at. Ooh, I can't wait to show that. Yeah, but we ready. We ready. All right, it's 11. It's 11, so let's get to it. Welcome to Market Recap Live. I'm your host, Joseph Martin, and thank God. Oh, thank God. It is Thursday. Guys, it is Thursday. And tonight we are taking a look at ticker INTC. You might know them better as Intel. Intel Corporation was founded in 1968 by Robert Noyce and Gordon Moore, with the first office opening in Mountain View, California. Now they're publicly traded on the NASDAQ and have a market value over $500 billion. Yes, that's billion dollars. Intel is in the semiconductors and semiconductors equipment industry and the information technology sector, and they are listed in the S&P 500 index. Some of Intel's competitors are Advanced Micro Devices, ticker AMD, Nvidia Corporation, ticker NVDA, and Broadcom, ticker AVGO. We're going to review Intel's earnings, their website, and pull up the charts to perform a quick technical analysis. But before we do that, let's do our roll call and check our stream poll. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, FB for Facebook, and an X for X. While you guys are filling up the stream and the chat, here's the mission statement. We are building a community over here for people who want to take control of their financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. And we are streaming Monday through Friday, following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern time. The U.S. stock market regular trading hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange calendar down in the description. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to these earnings, guys. Bam, bam, bam. Wait a minute, something's missing. How about the website? There we go. All right, now let's get it. Intel Corporation, ticker symbol INTC, the $503.8 billion company, reported its second quarter 2026 earnings on Thursday, July 23rd. They have a 52-week high of $142.35, which took place on June 30th, and a 52-week low of $18.97 that occurred on August 1st, which is a trading range of $123.38. And they closed today at $100. You know what? I tried to ignore it the first time, but obviously that my phone ain't gonna stop going off. Guys, let me shut this phone off and I'm gonna start this from the top because we use these to make shorts and clips. All right, and I don't need that dinging and ringing in the background, okay? So bear with me. Let's do this one more time, all right? Intel Corporation, ticker symbol INTC, the $503.8 billion company, reported its second quarter 2026 earnings on Thursday, July 23rd. They have a 52-week high of $142.35, which took place on June 30th, and a 52-week low of $18.97 that occurred on August 1st, which is a trading range of $123.38. And they closed today at $100.23. Intel Corporation's earnings report beat on the top line, reporting revenue of $16.1 billion, which was higher than the market expectations of $15.4 billion. And they beat on the bottom line as AI-driven compute demand drove robust CPU and foundry volume growth. EPS was higher than the analysts and market expectations of 21 cents when they reported an adjusted EPS of 42 cents. Intel Corporation reported a GAAP net loss of $11 billion, which is more than the $2.9 billion net loss they reported this same quarter last year. So for the second quarter of 2025, their net loss was approximately 73.6 less than it is compared to now a year later. The earnings were released after the market closed, followed by a 5 p.m. Eastern time conference call. As far as guidance, third quarter revenue is expected between $15.8 billion and $16.8 billion. That 52-week low compared to today's closing of $100.23 represents an increase of 428.5% in just under a year. So if someone invested $1,000 in August at that 52-week low of $18.97, they would be seeing a gain of $4,285. Woo! We did that. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's go here, bam. we're good. Now, researching a company. Let's talk about why we visit these company websites. We're looking at the visuals and text to find answers to these key questions. What goods and or services does the company sell? How important are those goods and services to their customers? What makes this company stand out from the competition? And how well do they take care of their employees? Where we look. We search for those answers in 4 main areas: the homepage for the goods and or services, about us for purpose, vision, values, and mission statements, careers for employee benefits and opportunities, and investor relations for stock quotes, charts, and financial reports. And for your convenience, all companies featured in tonight's live stream are down in the description. Now, let's go visit Intel's website. Bam, bam, bam. Ooh, I love when a plan come together. Let's make sure we're zoomed in. We're good. All right, let's browse over the top, guys, and see where we're gonna go. Doesn't look like they have what we need at the top. So let's browse over the homepage and see what we got. Meet the future of network performance. Got it. More power in the palm of your hand. Innovation at full throttle. Okay, see the latest news. Got it. We break barriers so builders can move faster from prototype to global scale. That's the power of Intel Inside. So they have downloads, product specs, support, developer zone. Yep. All right. Now we're at the bottom. Let's see what we got. So we got careers. We have company overview. And we're looking for, and right over here, we got investors. We got everything we need. Let's start with company overview, guys. Let's go there. Whoa, that looked kind of funny when it first popped up, didn't it? All right, here we go. Innovation starts here. Our purpose, our approach, life at Intel, and more about Intel. Got it. Our purpose right here. Create world-changing technology that improves the life of every person on the planet. Got it. We power possibilities. We deliver AI experiences that power businesses with industry-defining platforms with 50 years of unmatched innovation at global scale. You get the reliability and resilience you need to launch into a full future full of creativity and ingenuity. From ideas to breakthroughs, discover your place in our world-changing work. All right, guys, we went through that. Now, I see up here at the top where it says, that's just different sections of the page. That's everything that they mentioned right here at the top is on this page already. All right, so let's go to careers. Let's see if we can find those benefits. How well do they take care of the employees? Discover your place in our world's changing work. At Intel, we innovate, we inspire, and we lead by bringing people together from across the globe, united in pushing the boundaries of technology. To us, those boundaries are opportunities. Why Intel? Join us. Work you can be proud of. A culture of support, abundant opportunities to grow. Love your job, live your life. Inclusive, challenging, and rewarding work. Supportive benefits and programs. Learn benefits. So there it is, guys. We're going to finish scrolling over the page and we want to click right there. Our voices. Amy's leadership. Technicians work, balance, safety labs, innovation. We at the bottom. Good. Here we go. Benefits. Discover your, we read that already. Your opportunity at Intel, supporting what matters to you. Best in class fertility benefits. Take a break. Your mental and physical well-being are important. We design our programs and benefits to support both. Make a difference. The causes that matter most to you are the causes that matter most to us. Discover more for your Intel journey. Okay, guys, it's kind of vague, and we're not going to click through all of these. Actually, yeah. All right. So the links to the benefits, we found that section. The links to the website are down in the description for your convenience. You want to dig through that a little bit deeper. So we did find that location. Now let's go to investors. Here we go. We're going to browse over this and then we're going to look for the charts and the stock quote. All right. So we got Q2 2026 quarterly results, latest financial results. IR content. Okay, we're at the bottom. So right up here at the top where it says stock info, there it is. So you got quotes, charts, and other investment tools. It looks like the company pays dividends. So let's go ahead and go to the quote. And there we go, guys. Quote, chart, and other investor tools. Okay. All right. Now let's go over here and talk about what I found about the company in my research. So let's go here. Bam. and we can talk about it. Also, I think I caught something that I said in the earnings when we did it earlier, where I had said they beat on the bottom line too. But if they had a negative, if the net income was a loss, then they missed on the bottom line. Unless the loss, you know what? They did beat on the bottom line. If they thought they were going to lose more than they lost, they can still beat on the bottom line. So we're good. It doesn't have to be a negative or a positive. So just keep that in mind. All right. So clients and partners. Intel Corporation does have clients and partners that are listed in the S&P 500. Some notable names include Microsoft Corporation, ticker MSFT, HP Incorporated, ticker HPQ, and Apple Incorporated, ticker AAPL. Got it. So we covered that. Let's go here, and let's talk about the mobile limitations. Before we look at the charts, remember, professionals trade from a computer, not a mobile device. Mobile trading apps are limited and don't have all the features that are available on full trading platforms. Now, let's look at Intel Corporation on the charts. Here we go. Push the wrong button, but I got it. I figured it out. Here we go. Bam. There we go, guys. We're on the Thinkorswim platform, and we are looking at a 1 year daily chart. Take me off the screen to have the 52-week low of $18.97. Here's the 52-week high of $142.35. And we're going to go look at the higher time frame. So right here, now we're looking at a 10-year weekly chart. And now, want to pay attention to this, guys. Let me see if we can zoom out. Yes. Okay. So this gives us the full 10 years. We know that because we see 2016 over here. So they have a 10-year low of $17.67 and a 10-year high of $142.35, which is also our 52-week high, guys. All right. Now, with the price action being right here, if we look to the left, we can see that there's no historical price levels and data right here in the most recent 10 years for us to use for technicals. So we're good just using the lower time frame. OK, got it. So let's go over here back to the 1 year daily chart. Take those boxes off and let's go ahead and zoom in. Let's zoom in. OK, guys. And as you can see, this isn't the first time we covered Intel. So we have some price levels here. There was something that I didn't cover on the larger time frame. So I just wanted to point out where the 9-week simple moving average is. And that is right here. The 9-week simple average is at $114.02. And the 200-week simple moving average is at $37.29. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So let's go back to the lower time frame. We're back on the 1 year daily chart. And I'm going to have to expand this chart. It's a couple ways for us to do this, but I'm gonna do it the expansion way first. Okay, so when the simple moving average and the closing price for that time frame you're looking at are really close to one another, that second bubble is going to be hitting. The price is going to take priority. So you see, if we pull it closer together, the simple moving average bubble disappears. So you have to spread it out. You can tell the price from the simple moving average because the price usually has white text. And because the candle closed red today, the label will be red with white text. If it was a green candle, it would be green with white text. OK, so the simple moving average, the 9-day simple moving average is at $101.25. And today they closed at $100.23. And we can also see that up here. So I just wanted to clarify that and get that out of the way early. So we got that. Now let's close this, take that off and get to our levels of support and resistance. Got it. Pull that down. So here's where we are today. This red candle right here. And it looked like it found support on that level of $99.82 that we already had on the chart. And that's also near one of the psychological price levels, you know, the round number of $100. So that could be something significant that traders and investors are paying attention to because of that round number. OK, so we're seeing that. So with the price being there, I'm seeing support at $99.82. And I'm also seeing support here at $85.22. Guys, I got a program that's popping up over here that's bothering me. Give me 1 second. I got to close this program. I have to close this program. It keep popping up. Ooh, this happened to me yesterday. So I need to make sure that I close this program before we do our live streams. Bear with me. It's probably going to take me less than 15 seconds. Please bear with me because it keep popping up and it's in the corner of my peripheral. It's driving me crazy. All right, it's going. There we go. All right, back to what we're doing. So we have 2 levels of support. And where is our 200-day simple moving average? So I'm gonna mouse over this candle and then I'll point out where it is. I'm not gonna move the chart, I'm just gonna show you. So the 200-day simple moving average is right here, guys. So you can see simple moving average 200 and it's programmed to the close and it's at $65.48. So it's not visible, but I just wanted to tell you where it was. So that's that. Now we're looking for areas of resistance. I got resistance at $106.58. We have a gap up here that hasn't been filled yet, and I did not adjust it. So what we do, this wick on this candle, it might be small for you to see, but the wick on this candle penetrated that gap. So the gap was between July 6th and July 7th, but here on July 9th, the high penetrated the low of that gap. So we need to adjust that. So let me see what we got. So the low on that candle was $111.51. $111.51. Wait a minute, I'm looking at the high. We need the high. The high on that candle was $116.77. Got it. There we go, guys. Now let me drag this over so you can see it. There we go. So that started to fill the gap. It barely did it, but I wanted to make sure that we put that there so we can see that that gap started to be closed. It looked like it's another gap right here too. Between these two candles, between those 2 days. So let's put that on the chart. So I'm using the rectangle tool. Going to turn that yellow and I'm going to extend it over to December 1st. So someone had asked me about this before, like, why do you keep picking December 1st? I want to give the price action time to play out to fill that gap. And then it also tells me how long that gap has been on the chart. So I try to keep it out like about 6 months. So when we get to August, then it'll be January 1st. So I'll keep rolling it out as we go through each month, just to explain what's going on with that. So there we go. And we can remove these bubbles. We can remove those bubbles because now they're not even lining up. And we can remove the $100. There we go. And I'm going to put one price level there to make it easy to see. At least one. And I'll use the price is at the bottom. So since the price is at the bottom, right now is beneath this, I'm going to put the first level because it's going to be resistance before it becomes support, unless it gaps over it. So that's at $110.85, guys. So if this price, so we got a few levels of resistance, so you can see it on the chart. So we're good. We're good. We got 2 levels of support and we got a few levels of resistance. So we can go ahead and move on and talk about the earnings real quick. So the earnings were announced today after the market closed. Yeah. Okay, so Intel gave earnings today, which we talked about. So they should have more volume come in tomorrow based off the fact that people responding to the earnings announcement. But let's go ahead and get the stock quote for Intel. We got it. So go to floating, went to the settings, put on my floating data box, and here we go. So Intel opened today at $101.14. They have a high of $104.18. They have a low of $99.24, and they closed today at $100.23, which is a trading range of $65.48. That's the simple moving average, guys. Forgive me. The trading range is $4.95. I don't know why I skipped all the way down to the bottom. Now, the trading volume, guys, they traded 140 million shares of this stock today. So is that a big deal? Is it a little deal? We're about to figure that out right now. So let's cut off the floating data box, take me off the screen, and let's go to the volume labels. So over here, we can see that the average trading volume for Intel in a daily trading sessions is 114 million shares, and today they did 140 million. So they did come in at above average. So this is today's candle, and this green candle right here was yesterday. So that was Wednesday's candle, and I'm pointing that out because on Wednesday That's a few. On Wednesday, they came in at 78.4 million shares, which was definitely below average yesterday. So we see an increase in volume as it's headed towards earnings. So we definitely see that. Now, let's talk about the volume percentile. We can put me back on the screen and talk about this. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume was higher than 26.2% of those days' volume. To be specific, only 66 of those most recent 252 trading days had lower volume than today. Okay, bam, we got it. So we can go ahead and move on. Let's go here. Bam, bam, bam. Now let's talk about the community support. Back to the community. I would appreciate it very much if you guys share the stream, hit the like button, subscribe, and if you wish to send a monetary gift to support the content, Cash App and PayPal links are down in the description as well as on the ticker on the screen. And it takes $10 to become a sponsor or to become the first sponsor of tonight's show. All right. Now let's talk about the S&P 500 index. Let's look at what the S&P 500 index did today by using the SPY ETF. This ETF gives investors an opportunity to participate in the broader U.S. market by allowing them to own a percentage of each company inside of the S&P 500 index. Guys, so let's go back to the charts. Here we go. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, there it is, the SPY. Okay, so let's take these arrows off. We don't need that. Let's go up here to our symbol box and type in the ticker for the S&P ETF, the SPY, the Spider Street, the State Street Spider S&P 500 ETF Trust. Because I said a whole bunch of different stuff. The name of it is right here, guys. Okay, State Street Spider S&P 500 ETF Trust. So that's what we're looking at. If you wanted to look up the S&P 500 index specifically, the ticker for that is SPX. Okay, so let me take me off the screen. Let's talk about the SPY's 52-week low. So the SPY has a, let's talk about this. We're on a 1-year daily chart. Let's point that out first. Let's point that out first. We're on a 1-year daily chart. We're on a 1-year daily chart. And here is their 52-week low. Stop giving me that funny box. Here's their 52-week low of $619.29 and their 52-week high of $760.40. All right, and while we're zoomed out, guys, here's the 200-day simple moving average sitting at $698.21. Let's get that out of the way now, because once we zoom in, you are not going to be able to see it. Let's get up here on the price action. Gee, yeah, guys. Still looks like it's in a range of consolidation to me. So I had pointed this out a few days ago. It looked like it was trading sideways to me. This was the area I was focused on. Okay, so that's what I was focused on. It's still in that range. It's bouncing between those two ranges. This came out a few times, and then we also drew this on the chart. So let me remove that, and I'll use this to show you the other lines we've used. So we looked at this and did it this way. But now if we put the flag there, this fell out of that flag. Okay. And now we have a gap. So let's identify the gap. Let's put that on here. And guys, it's responding well to the levels we already have. And since we look at the SPY every day, we'll have lines all over the place if we put a line there for every little move. Not necessarily saying it's not important because it's little. I'm saying that until it doesn't respond to these ranges, I personally don't see a reason to change or adjust these levels. So for example, let me open up the edit properties. You can visually see what those price levels are, but the chart would get really busy if I put the price level here of the low of the gap and the high of that gap. You see? So I don't want to do all that. I don't want it to be too confusing. So let's remove those, but you see what they were. So remove drawing, take that price level off, and then take this other one off. Remove drawing, price level. Got it. So I want to try to keep it clean, but those where the price levels are, we have the gap down. So I'm seeing the bottom of that gap as resistance and the top of that gap as resistance. And we also see the 9-day simple moving average sitting at $747.31. And it gap down below this area that we have as resistance at $744.44. So we have an area of support. This is the closest one at $737.05. If it falls below that range, guys, I'm looking for it to find support at $727.82. If that doesn't hold, guys, we're down there at $722.59. Okay. So that's what we got on the SPY for right now. So let's talk about the volume after, of course, after we get the quote for this ETF. So I'm cutting on the floating data box and let's talk about it. The SPY opened today at $739.37. They had a high of $742.56. They had a low of $735.21, and they closed today at $738.18, which is a trading range of $7.35. Now, when we look at the trading volume, they traded 55.4 million shares of this ETF today. Is that a big deal or a little deal? We about to figure it out right now. So let's cut off the floating data box. Take me off the screen, and we can see that the average trading volume for the SPY in a daily trading session is 72 million shares. Today, they came in at 55.4 million, which is below average, but we do see the volume increasing because yesterday, which would be this green candle right here, came in at 32.8 million shares traded that day. So we see an increase in volume as the ETF is declining. We see an increase in volume as it was coming to the downside, okay? So I know we got a lot of arrows. Let's clear those off. Let me put me back on the screen and let's talk about the volume percentile. Ooh, wait a minute. Something is, oh, guys. Shame on me. Guys, we don't have the right chart pulled up. So I'm gonna go back. We're gonna have to go back and cover something, but let's fix this first. So I'm like, that don't look right. Something wasn't right. Okay, so what it was, my volume labels are different depending on whether the market is open or the market is closed. I had it on market open. So we have to change it to market close. We pull up the SPY. Let's go down to the 1 year daily chart, zoom back in, and then we can do the volume. So everything was right except the volume. So let's zoom in and get it. Let's zoom in and get it. So zoom in. Come on. Zoom in. Here we go. And then we're going to go back and we're going to get the Intel volume because the Intel volume is wrong. Okay, guys, there we go. Now let's talk about the volume. So today's volume on the SPY, they came in at the 55, right? So everything was right except this. Now that I'm looking at it, so that's good news. So here's the good thing. This part is right. What was wrong was the volume rank percentile. So you can rewind the video, the volume percentile, not volume rank percentile. The volume percentile was off. So this part wasn't correct. So we're going to go back and correct that on Intel, but let's talk about it now. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume on the SPY is only higher than 24.6% of those days. To be exact, only 62 of those most recent 252 trading days had lower volume than today. That's what the DB is for days below. All right, got it. Put me back on the screen and let's go back to Intel. Let's go back to Intel. So INTC. And let's fix this. Yeah, we have this should be different. This should be different now. So are we on the 1 year? Yep, we're on the 1 year daily chart. All right. We can zoom in. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in to how we had it. Focus on where we was at. Make it look a little neater. Okay, guys. So the volume labels over here are the same. Those are right, but over here is different. These are the same, so you can see them. But this is different. The volume percentile. Okay. So now let's clean that up. The volume percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, only 77. Today's volume on Intel is higher than 77.4% of those most recent 252 trading days. To be exact, only 57 of those days were higher than today's volume. DA is days above, DB is days below. All right, we fixed it. We went back, we covered it. Now let's move on. Let's move forward in the show. Here we go. Go here. All right. So we talked about that. Sector performance tracker. Time to follow the money. Let's look at each sector inside the S&P 500 index to see how they perform today. All right. So let's go back to the charts. Here we go. And let's go up here to sector performance. And let's put the right ticker on the screen. Take that down. Go here. All right, guys. So let's talk about all the 11 sectors in the S&P 500 index to see how they perform today, starting with the SPY, and then we'll pull up our notes and all that other good stuff. So the SPY is down 1.2%. Energy is up 0.3%. Materials is down 1%. Industrials is up 1.7%. Consumer discretionary is down 4.6%. Consumer staples is down 1.4%. Healthcare is up 1.3%. Financials is down 0.4%. Technology is down 1%. Communication services is down 3.5%. Utilities is up 0.6%. And real estate is down 0.1%. Now, that's just rounded down to one decimal. So let's pull this open on the right hand. We're talking about the left hand side to pull up our watch list. So if I click this, our biggest gainers are at the top, and it's from ascending to decent. It's in ascending order. Okay. So the gainers are at the top. The biggest loser is at the bottom. Now let me pull up my notes, or our notes. Here we go with our notes. I already filled them out, guys, so we can go over it. So our top 3 gainers for today, we're looking right here on our notes. And this is not lit. Oh, it doesn't do that on here. So we're looking right here on our notes. The top gainer is industrials. The second gainer is healthcare. Third gainer is utilities. The top loser is consumer discretionary. The second loser is communication services. The third loser is consumer staples. And I can also reverse this order for you so you can see it the other way. So that's what I just called out. Consumer discretionary, communication services, and consumer staples. And if we reverse the list, this is our top gainers. XLI, industrials, XLV, healthcare, and XLU, utilities. Okay. Now we're going to go through our notes where we're changing it to look at the different sectors to see what's standing out this week, what's popping out this week. So let's change this to both. And let's start looking. So let's start with communication services. So communication services was the second loser on Tuesday, the number 1 loser on Wednesday, and the second loser today. And they lost 3.5% today. That's a big loss just for one day. Okay. So we see they definitely moving this week. Let's go to consumer discretionary. Same thing, guys, as far as like having a big loss today. So Monday, they were the second biggest loser. Wednesday, they were the second biggest loser. And today, they were the biggest loser. And they lost 4.6% in a day. It's crazy. Okay, consumer staples. So they were the biggest loser on Tuesday. And they were the third biggest loser on Thursday today. Now let's go to energy. Energy is green. Were they green today? Yeah, they were green today, but they came in as number 4, so they didn't show up in our notes. Okay. So they were the number 1 gainer on Monday, number 2 on Tuesday, and number 3 on Wednesday, and number 4 on Thursday, even though that's not in our notes. All right, now let's see financials. Financials were the number 3 gainer on Monday. What are they today? XLF. So they're down 0.22%. So they're red today. Now let's go to healthcare. Healthcare was the third biggest gainer on Tuesday, the third loser on Wednesday, and the second gainer today. Okay. Industrials. Industrials was the third biggest loser on Monday and the number 1 gainer today. Okay. Information technology. Number one loser on Monday, number one gainer on Tuesday. What are they today? XLK, they lost 1.01% today. Okay, materials, second biggest gainer on Wednesday, and real estate, third biggest loser on Tuesday. All right, now we go into a deeper dive about these notes. We're just using this as a early indicator. We're trying to get an idea of how things are moving earlier than some of the indicators that we see that end up being lagging indicators. Okay, we're just trying to get some clues, but we go over this in deeper detail on our buys and sales weekly recap live, okay, on Sunday. So make sure you tune in because that's where these notes are going to come in handy at. Okay, now let's move on. Let's go here. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, we're good. All right, now let's look at the S&P 500 biggest gainer and loser of the day. But first, we're going to look at the loser so we can end the night on a high note. All right, so let's go back to the charts. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, we're going to pull up the loser after we get there. All right, so let's change this back to pro market closed, not open. All right, condense that. And now we need to go over to Market Watch. We're on the Market Watch tab. Let's change this to the losers. The losers, make sure we got the right columns pulled up and the right watch list. Absolutely. All right, so the biggest loser for today, guys, it's Tesla, TSLA. And what's crazy about this, we just covered Tesla yesterday for the earnings. Yeah, and today they're the biggest loser. So what's cool about it, we already did the technicals and we're going to see how accurate we were with the technicals that we did. All right. So Tesla lost 14.52%. Their previous close was $374.01, and they closed today at $319.69. Let's pull up our calculator and do a hypothetical. Bring this over so you can see it. Wait a minute, that is not what we're doing. Bring this over so you can see it. Bring this over. Here we go. I'm gonna have to put those boxes back because it's a mess. Here we go. Pull this up and we can undo that. And then I'll use this and erase that. There we go. We're good. All right, now, how much money we gonna use today? Let's say if somebody had invested $5,500. So $5,500, $5,500, and they lost that 14.52%. Turn this to a decimal. There we go. Negate it. They would have lost $798.60. Now we add the $5,500 principal back to it. We'll see what they'd be left with. They'd be left with $4,701.40. All right, got it. Now let's go up here to the Analyze tab. And we can see that I don't have this connected. So we're going to go back over here. We had this link. I have to select Tesla. So when we go over to Analyze, there we go. All right. So Tesla is in the consumer discretionary sector. All right. Now, I want to confirm something. So we're going to pull our notes back up and I want to see something. So our biggest losers for today, our biggest loser as far as sectors, let's pull it up right here in the notes so you can see. Like, how is this useful? Is he just doing some random stuff? Let's look at this. Consumer discretionary. You see this? So this is the actual ETF that Tesla is inside of. So that sector lost 4.6% today. And this is a clue because Tesla is in that same sector. So that's how I tie it together. I kind of look for those clues. Like, is the biggest loser in this same, is this whole sector having an issue? Is this whole industry or sub industry having an issue? I look for that. So that's where my notes come in at. So we looked over there, we confirmed that. And another way to look at that, what was the, I think it's XLY. So if I put in XLY, just to give you a peek real quick, we can see that Tesla is the second highest weighted. You can't see it. I'm glad I caught that. Tesla right here is the second highest weighted in that ETF. It's weighted 17.95% of that ETF. So when Tesla has a bad day, it weighs down on that ETF, okay? So you see that. Now let's go back to Tesla, TSLA, and we're gonna go over to the visualize tab, sub tab. So we go to market watch, and then we go to visualize. So here we are. Ooh, let's back up. All right. We was in somewhere. I don't even know where we were, but we weren't zoomed out of the S&P 500. That's where we are now. So we're looking at the whole S&P 500, and we're looking for consumer discretionary. So that's going to be this section right here. Guys, I'm seeing way more red than green. Okay, way more. And here's Tesla. And they are in the automobiles industry inside of the consumer discretionary sector. But as we can see, this whole sector having issues. Okay. Now here's the industry that Tesla is inside of. They're in the automobiles industry, and they're in the automobile manufacturer sub industry. Red, red, red. Okay. We got it. Now let's go back to the analyze tab. Here's the company profile for Tesla. Here's their website. Link to their website is also down in the description. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that like button. It definitely helps out with the algorithm and getting this content out. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you. So let's talk about the description of the company, and then we'll go to the website. Tesla Incorporated designs, develops, manufactures, leases, and sells electric vehicles and energy generation and storage systems in the United States, China, and internationally. Got it. So let's go to their website. So that's here. Put me back on the screen. Take that down. We already have their ticker up. Okay, we're good. I'm so glad we looked at them yesterday, because now I know where everything is. But let's just browse over the home page, and then we'll start going to the locations that we need to go to. Okay. So this is a subscription service that they have, where the full self-driving is supervised. So this is income that Tesla can rely on that's subscription based. So it's a consistent stream of income that even after someone purchased the car, them paying for this subscription will still bring revenue in. Guys, almost all these companies are coming up with ways to charge you for something over and over and over and over and over again. That's a business model that's very popular that companies are looking for ways to do. Okay. They want to constantly get money out you. It's better than having a one-time customer when you can have a repeat customer. Okay. So that's what we're seeing here. Find your charge. Solar panels, power wall, mega pack, solar roof. Got it. And we're at the bottom of the page. All right. So this is where we're going to go to find what we need to find. We go up here to the tab where it says discover. Here's about, here's careers, and here's investor relations. Let's go to about. About us, building a world of amazing abundance. Let's make sure we zoomed in. We're good. All right. Over 100,000 employees, one mission, and avoided emissions by being an electric car. That's what they're talking about there. The future is sustainable. We're building a world powered by solar energy, running on batteries, and transported by electric vehicles. Explore impact. Remember, links to these websites are down in the description for your convenience as well. Power Earth. We design sustainable systems that are massively scalable, resulting in the greatest environment benefit possible. Got it. Electric vehicles, batteries, and solar. This is the experience inside the car. Make it ridiculously fun. Our vehicles are some of the safest in the world. After safety, our goal is to make every Tesla the most fun you could possibly have in a vehicle. Got it. The machine that builds the machine. The Tesla team. Join us and see jobs. All right, so let's go back to the top and go back to discover. Let's go to careers and see if we can find the benefits. I don't even remember if we found it yesterday or not, but we're going to look again. Careers build a world of amazing abundance. We've read that numerous times. Here goes some more stats about the company. Become part of our mission. Our mission is to build a world of amazing abundance. Our employees are driving that mission forward through their work in sustainable transport, renewable energy, robotics, and AI. Work on innovative products, robo-taxi, self-driving, supervised, Optimus, vehicle lineup. And I had mentioned yesterday, those look like model cars. I think they staged that. Mega pack. Got it. Featured departments, artificial intelligence, vehicle software, manufacturing, cell engineering, service. Got it. Life at Tesla. Learn more. We're committed to attracting, developing, and investing in exceptional talent and supporting their growth regardless of their background. Got it. Learn more competitive benefits. So here it is. Now, guys, this isn't a hyperlink, so they're real vague about the benefits, but that's the section about it, competitive benefits. So you can read that. I don't want to waste no more time or use any more time on this. So we're almost through it. Manufacturing development program, Tesla start, join us. Got it. So let's go back to the top and go to not about us. Where they got us at now? We need to go backwards. We need to get back to the home page. Where's the home page? Oh, here we oh no, don't do this to me. We're gonna close that out, guys. I'm gonna open it up again. Because these websites are funny. There we go. All right, we're back at the beginning. There we go. Investor relations. Good. Now, this is what I do remember when we looked yesterday. Guys, Tesla don't even have the stock quotes and charts on their website. I just wanted to show you how to get there. So that's how we get there. Okay. So let's move on and talk about what I found in my research about the company. So we go here. We can leave that up. Okay, cool. Let's talk about it. Tesla Incorporated, ticker TSLA, when it comes to their goods and services. Number one, they manage integrated energy and mobility operations across automotive, energy storage, and software markets, offering solutions such as, number one, complete electric vehicle options, including Model 3 and Model Y for retail drivers. Number two, scalable clean energy products, including Powerwall, Megapack, and Solar Roof for property owners. And number three, optimized autonomous vehicle system tailored for self-driving robotaxis and urban transit. Looking at their S&P 500 clients and partners, notable names include PepsiCo, ticker PEP, General Motors, ticker GM, and Uber Technologies, ticker UBER. Got it. So let's go back to the charts. Here we go. Bam. We good. We is good. All right, let's go to the charts. Let's start with the higher time frame, guys, which we're already on. So that was not true. We're going to start here and then work our way back. I want to start with the 1 year daily chart just to talk about the 52-week low. So the 52-week low and the 52-week high. The 52-week low is $297.82. The 52-week high is $498.83. I already pointed out we're looking at the 1 year daily chart. So now let's go to the higher time frame. Now we're looking at the 10-year weekly chart, confirming that by looking here. Here's 2016. So we know we have the full 10 years. Their 10-year low is $11.80. 10-year high is $498.83, which is also their 52-week high. Just did that to confirm it. Now, guys, we have a lot of levels on this chart. We're going to break it down. Please don't be intimidated by it. We're going to work our way through it. I know it looked busy, but don't be scared to ask questions if you feel like you need to ask questions too. But we're looking at a 10-year weekly chart. This is the 9-week simple moving average. That's at $390.57. The 200-week simple moving average is at $282.59. And this is the closing price for Tesla today at $319.69. So we already have our levels on the higher time frame. Based on where I'm seeing support on the higher time frame is going to be here at the 200 simple moving average. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let me see if this is a round number right here. Let me check that, because this might be, let's do some crosshairs. So we got some crosshairs here. Yeah. $292. We're going to look at the lower time frame and see if we can find some more. No, it's not going to be on the lower time frame because we have all the price action up here. But I use the historical price levels back here, guys. That's what I'm looking for, to see if I'm seeing some other price action responding to that price level on the higher time frame. So I got 292.59. I was thinking that we was going to find something closer to 300, but that's what I'm seeing. 292.59. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. So now let's go to the lower time frame. Put me back on the screen. And here are our levels, guys. So the first thing that's standing out to me is the gap that happened. Okay. So let's spread this out. Now, the cool thing about this is that we reviewed this yesterday. So before this happened and played out, you can actually go back and watch yesterday's live stream and see that we had this price level on the chart yesterday, this $314.60. It was on the chart actually when we opened it to do the live stream yesterday. We had been marked that price level. So here's the gap down. So we're going to use the rectangle tool and identify this. I'm going to take this out, make it yellow, take it out to December 1st. Bam, 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 bam. There we go. And remember, I told you I don't want to be, I know that these are the top of the gap. So the top of the gap is $372.90. The bottom of the gap is $342.11. I'm gonna leave it on here, but I'm gonna remove it because it make it where it's too many lines on the chart, and I don't like that. I just want to identify that that's a gap, but I put that there so you can see what those price levels were. Okay, so let's remove that price level. Did I click remove? Let's remove it. Remove price level, and then remove this price level. Remove drawing price level. Got it. Okay. So I'm seeing this gap as resistance. I'm seeing $355.39 as resistance. I'm seeing 367.71 as resistance. So that's if it starts to climb back up to fill that gap. And then the top of the gap, which I already told you about, edit property. So the top of the gap was $372.90. Got that. And then the 9-day simple moving average, I would see that as resistance as well. Just something to keep an eye on. $377.72. The 200-day simple moving average is 415.41. So that's what we have with that. And then we had this zone here. And that's before the 402.43. I'll extend it over and open it up so you can see what those levels were. So extend that over to December 1st. So I put that there as a resistance zone. The lower part of that zone is at $396.69. Got it. So my next area of support, if the $314.60 does not hold, is $292.59. That doesn't hold. I'm looking at $273.21. So those are my technicals on Tesla. And right here is the closing price for today. And remember that label is red because the candle is red. All right, let's get this stock quote for Tesla and we can move on, guys. Ooh, we're doing good tonight. So Tesla opened today at $341. They had a high of $342.11. They had a low of $315.74, and they closed today at $319.69, which was a trading range of $26.38. Now the volume, guys, they traded 115.6 million shares of this stock today. Is that a big deal? Is it a little deal? We about to find out. So let's take this floating data box off, take me off the screen, and let's talk about the volume. And we're on the right chart now. So let's go ahead and do that. And we can see that the average trading volume for Tesla in a daily trading session is, let's remove all of those, 69 million shares. And today they did 115. They did double, more than a little bit more than double. Okay, than what they normally do in a regular trading session. And what's even crazier about this, guys, this is Wednesday's candle right here, right? The volume that day was 30 million. So that was less than half of what they do on average. So if we rounded this to 70, yeah, that was below, like less than half. It was less than half yesterday. And then all of a sudden, the gap down and all that volume, boom, just came in. All right. Put me back on the screen. And now let's talk about the volume percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume was higher than 96.8% of those recent trading days volumes. To be specific, or to be exact, only 8 of those days out of 252 had higher volume than today's volume. Crazy. And remember, you can go back and see that we had this level here before that level was tested today. It didn't come down exactly, like it didn't literally touch it, but it came like a few dollars within $314.60. So that low was $315.74. So we was like $1 and some change off. But that's how close it came to that support level we had on the chart already. All right. Got it. Now let's go to the biggest gainer for today. Yeah. Let's go back to the Market Watch tab. Take this back out to the S&P 500. Go to quotes. Change this to the gainers. Okay, guys, the biggest gainer for today is Lockheed Market Corporation, ticker LMT. Guys, they gained 10.54% today. The previous close was $514.36. They closed today at $568.59. Now, when we go here, going to do a hypothetical and we're using $5,500. So if somebody invested $5,500 and they got that 10.54% gain, make that a decimal, they would have gained $579.70. Add that to the $5,500. Total investment would have grown to $6,079.70. Bada boom, bada bing. Now let's go ahead and go over here to the Analyze tab after we select Lockheed Martin, like we didn't do last time. And now we can see that Lockheed Martin is in the industrials. So let's check our notes. Was the industrials the biggest gainer today as far as sectors? So industrials is right here. Look at that, guys. That whole sector was the gainer today. This leaves clues. Make sure you tune in to the weekly recap live. I'm trying to tell you. So here we go, Lockheed Martin. Now we're going to look at that sector. We're going to look at that industry, and we're going to look at the sub industry that Lockheed Martin is inside of. Okay. And I want to show you, it's going to be XLI since it's industrials. I want to see the weight of Lockheed Martin LMT. So their weight is, you can't see it. Here we go. So I'm looking through the list for Lockheed Martin's weight. Is right here, guys. Lockheed Martin right here. So their weight is 1.88% in the industrials fund. The industrials ETF, okay? Somebody crying. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna pull a comment up. I don't know what that means. Somebody must have lost some money or something. I'm guessing that's what it means. Let me pull up this comment. Thank you for the chat. So let me go here, take that down, chat, pull it up. Bam. They sent this crying emoji. So they hurting about something. I don't know what they hurt about, but they hurt. I'm gonna let y'all see what they talk about. Appreciate the comment. Somebody in here from Facebook, man. I'm glad about it. All right, let's take that off. Go back here and let's move on to talk about. We're talking about the gainer. Let's put the right ticker up. Let's put in LMT, the ticker for Lockheed Martin. Now we're gonna go over to the Market Watch tab and go over to the Visualize tab, and we're looking for industrials. Guys, industrials is right here. Let me take me off the screen. Here we go. Whew. I'm seeing more green than red. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing more green than red. We're looking for Lockheed Martin. Is going to be right here in this industry. So this industry is aerospace and defense. Now this makes it real clear. I'm definitely seeing more green than red. It looks like the only red was Honeywell Aerospace. That's green. It's just a small green, and that's green as well. So here's Lockheed Martin, and all right. So the industry and the sub industry is aerospace defense. And I'm seeing more green than red, way more green. We only got one red. All right. Now let's go back to the Analyze tab and let's talk about the company profile. So Lockheed Martin Corporation. Here is their website. Link to their website is also down in the description for your convenience. Let's read this before we go to their website. Just a little bit of the description. Lockheed Martin Corporation, an aerospace and defense company, engages in the research, design, development, manufacture, integration, and sustainment of technology systems, products, and services in the United States, Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and internationally. Got it. Let's go to their website and let's blow this up. I don't remember going to their website before, or it's been a while since we've done it. This cookie stuff is going on, guys. I hate this cookie stuff. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Look at this. They gonna ask me this big old survey. I don't know what y'all asking me. Oh, let me just accept it. Let's just accept it. Get out of the way. Go back to the home page. That doesn't take me back to the home page. Can we back this up? Cookies threw me all off. All right, let's make sure we zoomed in. There we go, guys. And I'm on the screen. We got everything. Yep. Except cookies. Would you get them out my face? All right, so who we are. So we got about us. A lot of information over there. You have careers right here at the top. So we know that. And now we're looking for invest. Guys, everything we need is right at the top. Let's browse over this homepage and then we can get to it. Second quarter highlights, learn how innovation is transforming defense tech. What we do, we deliver innovative solutions to the world's toughest challenges. Learn more. Hypersonics, investing in America's defense. Golden Dome. I thought it said drone. Golden Dome. Okay. Protect the United States. Got it. Capabilities by domain. Products trusted for our customers' most important missions. Air, land, sea, space, cyber. I'm scared if I click on that, it's going to take us somewhere else. Remember, links to their website are down in the description for your convenience, all right? We're a diverse team of thinkers and doers united by a steadfast commitment to serving our customers. Join our team. So these are some stories, video shorts. Got it. So they also had this broken down at the bottom to make this simple. So who we are, they have careers, investors. Got it. What we do. Let's go back to the about us. That's what I want right there. Let's go to about us. Put me back on the screen. I was about to say, come on now. Lockheed Martin, ensuring those we serve always stay ahead and ready. Got it. Okay, we specialize in defense tech, solving complex challenges, advancing scientific discovery, and delivering innovative solutions that help our customers keep people safe. All right, over 123,000 employees worldwide, over 340 facilities globally. That's a lot of facilities. 20% employees who are veterans, and over 100 years of innovation. Our values: do what's right, respect others, perform with excellence. Love it. All right, full spectrum of leadership is the cornerstone of our approach. Meet our leaders. Aeronautics, missiles and fire control, rotary and mission systems in space. I think we read that earlier. Here's some more stats and data about that. So they talk about some more stats about the company here. We're committed to responsible business, our social impact, sustainability, military and veteran support. About us, where we are. Not going to read all that. Join our team. Delivering 21st century security requires 21st century talent. Got it. All right. Now let's go to careers. Take me off the screen right here. Careers. We're looking for the benefits, guys. That's what we're looking for now. Then we're going to go to investor relations. And then we're going to go to our charts. That's what we're going to do. Where the best are built. Working here, locations, skill areas. Don't see benefits there. About Lockheed Martin. Looks like they have a video there to break that down. Remember, links to the description. Links to the website are down in the description. Why Lockheed Martin? Candidate resources, search by location. When the mission is global, so are the opportunities. Boy, they got some slogans on this company. They got some sayings here. Okay. Search by skill area. Explore careers by what you do best. Experience level resources. Build your career. Innovate the mission. Returning applicants. I haven't seen anything about benefits yet. Protect yourself from recruitment fraud. Haven't seen that in a while. Guys, fraud is real. They scamming with jobs too. It's crazy. Oh, okay. I didn't see anything about the benefits. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to scroll through one. Wait a minute. Here's a drop down. Is it in here? Let me take me off the screen. Let's browse through this list. Careers, home, student or experience as why. Maybe this one, why Lockheed Martin or life at Lockheed Martin. Those two might have it. Here it is. See? Boy, going to these websites, you get better and better right here, guys, right where it says benefits. So they have a video for it. Learn more about our benefits. So let's go here, see what we can find. I just want to show you where it's at. We're not going to read all of it. They have a PDF. So they giving you all the business. That's what it seemed like. They giving you all the business. They say download this and get through it. Okay, fertility, paid parental leave, pet insurance, view all family benefits. Got it. So yeah, they giving you some breakdown of it. Health support, medical, dental, vision, wellness initiatives and support, mental health, emotional well-being, professional development, tuition assistance, training and skill building, mentorship and career growth, wealth and retirement support, 401k, annual bonus eligibility, beyond the basics. They did an excellent job. I like this company, the way they did this on this website. The way they did this website, I give it an A++. They did a great job from all the companies and stuff we look at. Here's the stock price right here as well. Let's go to investors. All right, they took us to a different website. Blow this up, zoom in, and let's get ready to go to our charts. Here we go with the cookies cookies again. Just accept, just whatever. Just go on. All right, stock quote. This is a very short scroll. Good. So right here where it says stock information, guys, go right there. So stock quote and chart, and they have other tools available for, they have other investor tools. All right. And it looks like they pay a dividend. So here's stock quote and chart. I just clicked on it. Let's see what loads up. There's the stock quote. Oh, we was doing good, guys. So sometimes when we go to these websites to pull up the charts on the site, I think they use a third party to bring that data in, and sometimes it's delayed. So there it is. You saw it, you got it. And now we can go here and we can talk about what I found out about the company in my research. So go here to Cam. We already had that pulled up. Take that down. All right. And let's talk about it. So Lockheed Martin Corporation, ticker LMT. When it comes to their goods and services, they manage defense and aerospace operations across the aeronautics, missiles and fire control, and space markets, offering solutions such as 1. Complete aeronautics options, including F-35 fighters and C-130 transports for defense agencies. 2. Scalable missiles and fire control products for military forces. And 3. Optimized rotary and mission systems tailored for maritime defense, radar, and flight training. Looking at their S&P 500 clients and partners, notable names include Northrop Grumman Corporation, ticker NOC, RTX Corporation, ticker RTX, and the Boeing Company, ticker BA. Got it. Now let's go to their charts. Bam, bam. We already had the ticker up. Yes, yes. Charts. Here we go. All right. Settings. Time axis. Put this on 30. This isn't important, guys. This is just something that I noticed when my chart isn't how I want it to be. This is a 1 year daily chart that we're looking at for Lockheed Martin. They have a 52-week low of $411 and a 52-week high of $692. Now let's look at a higher time frame. And on the 10-year, we can see 2016 right below this. They have a 10-year low of $228.50 and a 10-year high of $692, which is also the 52-week high. Got it. Now, let's talk about the 200-week simple moving average. That's at $486.42. And the 9-week simple moving average is at $528.82. And this is the closing price for today. And as I said, if the candle is green, that label will be green and the text is going to be white. That's how you can tell the difference. All right. Historical data, price levels and data. Guys, I'm seeing some support. So let's go here. Put me back on the screen. Back here. That price level right there, we can see that it's been respected a few times. I'm not going to zoom all the way in, but we can see it's been respected here. It's been tested and respected here, tested and respected there, and here, guys. Wicks have gotten below it, but they haven't closed below it yet, okay? So that's a significant area of resistance and support for Lockheed Martin. And that's also near a psychological price level, which I'm going to put on the charts right now. And then we'll go to the lower time frame. That's right near $500, guys. That $498.95 is really close to that psychological level, okay? So we have that. Let's clear all of that out. And let's go to, actually, right here, guys. You see, if we look back So that's 2024. This is a price level. If we put it right here on this, that wasn't it. Let me undo that. That wasn't it. Remove that. Remove drawing. And we're going to put it right here. Let me zoom in. Just zoom in and move all these boxes. I'm going to zoom in, remove all these boxes, and they're not going to line up. What I'm doing, I'm putting the price level right here on the high of this candle. We can see that these other wicks to the left responded to that price level. And that's where this week's candle tested it at 576.43. Then we can see in here that these wicks and closes responded to that price level as well. That's where I got that price level from. And I was trying to see what was this price responding to. That's where I got it from. Okay. So now let's go to our lower time frame and remove these old drawings. We don't need those right now. And let's get to what's standing out to me immediately. And now that was today's price action. So Thursday's candle responded to that level of resistance at $576.43, guys. And now that we're looking at a lower time frame, our 9-day simple moving average, we can see that, and we can see our 200-day simple moving average. So our 200-day simple moving average is at $543.02, and our 9-day simple moving average is at $519.11. We have a couple of gaps on the chart, and we're going to point that. We're going to do that right now. Let's zoom in and take care of that. So let's go here. Bam, bam, bam. Come on, come on, come on. Zoom in. All right. Here's what I was talking about. Like, we have a few gaps. These gaps have been filled, but these are recent. So here's my rectangle tool. Extend this over to December 1st. Make it yellow so we can easily identify that that was a gap. Put two price levels. That was the low of the gap. Here's the high of the gap. Now let's put the other gap. Rectangle tool to the highs and lows. Extend it over. December 1st. Bam. Yellow. Identified it as a gap. Price levels. The low of the gap. 521. The high of the gap. 545. What's the low of this candle? The low of that candle is 545. So that's right. And then we can see that the top of that gap is really close to that 200-day simple moving average. So when we have resistance and supports that are close to one another, they become more significant. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing there. Now with that price gapping up like that, it's like having two areas of support right there. You have the level of support at 545, and then you have the simple moving average, the 200 simple moving average at 543 as support at 543.02, $543.02. Got it. And it's also above the 9-day simple moving average. So I'm looking to see if we have some supports on here. That's, yep, we got enough supports. Now let's look for some resistance. Right there, guys. That's my next level of resistance. I'm looking at how these two candles right there responded to that level. We have the close on this red candle, and then the low of this candle came really close to it. The wick of this candle is what I used at 598, and then it's in the middle of the body of this candle right here. That's why I looked at that as resistance. That's also close to another psychological price level, which I'm about to put on the chart right now. That's going to be $600, guys. Psychological level is like $2 away from it. Well, it is $2 away from it. So that's what I got as far as support, resistance levels, and all that other good stuff. So let's clear that off, pull this up. Let's get our quote for Lockheed Martin, and then we can do our volume, and we can wrap up the show. We almost done. Yes, sir. All right. So go to settings, open up my floating data box. Here we go. Did I almost, guys, you told me to scoot over. I'm almost off the screen. Here we go. So Lockheed Martin opened today at $545. They have a high, or had a high of $576. They had a low of $545, and they closed today at $568.59, which was a trading range of $31. Now, when we look at the volume, They traded 3.2 million shares of this stock today. Is that a big deal? Is that a little deal? About to find that out. So we cut off the floating data box, take me off the screen, and we can see that the average trading volume for Lockheed Martin in a daily trading session, guys, is 1.5 million shares traded. Today, they did 3.2 million. So they did double what they usually do. And then this candle right here, so Wednesday's red candle, they traded 1.1 million, which was below average. So we definitely see an increase in volume. And it looks like Lockheed Martin had earnings today, and it was announced before the market opened. So that could explain why they had such a gap in volume today. They had earnings, all right? Got it. Now, let's talk about the volume percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume was higher than 96.8% of those days. To be exact, only 8 of those 252 trading days were higher than today's volume. We done. We done. We did it, guys. All right, so let's go here. Bam, 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 and bam. Yeah. Let's wrap up the show. You already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. This Sunday, July 26th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're reviewing this week's biggest gainers and losers, market sentiment, market volatility, S&P 500 sector performance, and creating a watch list for upcoming earnings. And make sure you keep tuning in weekdays following a market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Take care and God bless.